Before this video starts, I want to thank my dear executive producer Didrik for supporting me and my channel. If you, my dear viewer, would like to become just like him, an executive producer, check out the first link in the description down below. It will lead you to my Patreon page. The Skymetro in Zurich is by far my favorite thing of the airport, as it is the only metro system except the one in Lausanne in the whole country, so I love driving with it. It is also only possible to take a ride with it if you have a non-Schengen flight, as you have to go through passport control before taking it. The trip I take this time is also another one many of you viewers have been waiting for, but the one who had been waiting for it the most must be me, because the country I'm going to has hooked me for the past 4 to 5 years. It is also going to be my very first country I am visiting in Asia. However, there are no direct flights from Zurich or any other nearby airport to get there, so I had to book a ticket with a layover. In this case, I picked the Emirati airline called Etihad Airways. The plane I fly with is a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, and it has 3 rows of seats with 3 seats each. There I got also a complimentary blanket, which I definitely needed as I didn't dress up that well for the very cold aircon during the flight, and an amenity kit featuring a toothbrush with a small portion of toothpaste, earplugs and a sleeping mask. The flight in general was very pleasant, and I enjoyed listening to the huge music selection, which featured even some albums from my favorite band Weezer and a good choice of various international films and TV shows. I felt really spoiled during this flight. Previously I've been flying with Air Serbia, which is a partner airline of Etihad, but I didn't have the greatest experience with them, especially in terms of the value for money. However, with Etihad I can say that they were doing a really good job here, because the legroom and entertainment screens in the seats were really good, at least much better than the ones I used when flying to Canada with Iceland Air. Touching down in Abu Dhabi, I had the feeling I landed in some airport which was straight out of the 1980s, and that it was just quite deserted in terms of F&B outlets and shops, so there is not much to show here. One thing I didn't really like with Etihad was the rather poor food they serve. I mean, it tastes okay, but I think I'm not going to remember the dishes I had when flying with it if it wasn't for the footage I show you here. At least the meals and the drinks are complimentary and are not charged at an extra cost. While the plane is descending, I immediately try to take my first glimpses of the exciting country, and I must say that I'm impressed how nice it looks like from the sky.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's finally it. Selamat datang ke Malaysia.
MH788 ke Bangkok. Di atas semua penumpang silakan kepada lepas pintu J4 untuk penerbangan selanjutnya.
So now I got the following thing going on. Like, I still have a lot of time until I can get into KL. I guess I need a SIM card, and then I also need the touch and go card. The touch and go card is needed for paying tolls on the motorways, or highways as they are called in Malaysia, and on top of that for the public transport. And you got multiple options. You can either go via the bus, which is the cheapest option, then you have the express train, and other than that you also have taxis and Grab, or better said e-hailing services, because it's not only Grab anymore. So I actually found here a couple of stores. I'm going to find places where I can get the SIM card, and maybe I can get it also in the city, I don't know. But yeah, like, let's enjoy a little bit the arrivals hall, because this airport just looks flawless. I'm not even kidding here, it's flawless. So I decided to go for a ticket with KLIA Transit, 55 ringgit for a ride from here, from KLIA 1 all the way to KL Central. 35 minutes is going to take the ride, and I really cannot wait because just look at this. The station looks so incredibly modern and clean. Basically a spotless place.
I know the KLIA Transit is quite expensive, but let me tell you that I find it really comfortable and the service is on par with the trains we got in Switzerland. I was especially surprised how empty and how clean the train was, but I guess the good maintenance is what makes the train cost 55 ringgit. As for the currency conversion rate, here you get a quick clip how many ringgits you can get for one of various currencies.
Okay, where I'm at, KL Central. So now let's find the monorail, which brings me directly to the place where I'm going to stay at. And I'm a little bit anxious because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing here. But as long as I'm vlogging, everything is fine. Actually, it's pretty simple. You just get a token like this, and then you can just tap it on the gate, and then you can ride. Like, I mean, I thought you have to register first and all that stuff, but no, you just get a token, and then you can ride as much and as long as you want. And this is the thing what I'm going to do here. I'm taking the monorail. I'm here at KL Central, and I have to exit here. Hang Tua. I've never ridden on the monorail before, so this is going to be a premiere for me. And other than that, like, I'm just extremely surprised how smooth everything has been going on. Like, I didn't even have to show my Sujatra app at the airport. Like, man, that's crazy. Just got into my apartment here, which I rent in KL, and to be honest with you, it has been so confusing to find it and to get in there, and it has been such a hassle, like you cannot even imagine how bad it was. And the apartment building I live is up there. I'm going to do a room tour later, but all I can say right now for you is the how is it called again? The floor I'm staying at is at the 22nd, and the facilities are great, so stay tuned for that. I'm walking now towards the most famous building of Malaysia. You might not see it from here. First of all, I need to carefully go across this crossing. And then you already see this in the front and can recognize the building, then I'm very proud of you. If not, within a few seconds you're going to see which building I actually mean. Ladies and gentlemen, the Petronas Towers.
In the evening, I made my way with a friend to get to a night market in the area of Taman Connaught. I guess this place cannot get more local because apart from me, there are hardly any white people around, so the place caters mostly to locals, especially Chinese people. You can get there everything from various food and drinks, clothing, cheap gadgets, toys, etc. One thing I wanted to try out was one of the famous dishes called cha kwai tiao. This is a dish made out of stir-fried rice noodles and contains a various amount of ingredients such as prawns and bean sprouts.
Obviously, I have no idea how to hold chopsticks, but never mind. That's cha kwai tiao, and
You barely got
it's so
anything in.
delicious.
You barely got anything in. Sorry. That was like one noodle.
You can even make flashlight and make photos.
Oh yeah.
Alright, I guess that was it with the first video from the whole Malaysia series. I know it hasn't been much, but trust me, this was just the beginning. Stay tuned and I hope to see you the next time. Ciao!